Like we are live here now. Let's just do the normal checks, make sure that the volume and everything is going good. Let me know in the comments if everything is looking good as much as we can, because I know um, the internet in some places is being dialed down, so we are going good. So, how's everybody going? I know that it is a little bit early, but Mentor Pilot is actually having a live stream later, or actually during our own time, our normal time, which was 2 p.m. Mountain Time. So he's got it. So actually, I sent him a message. I'm like, hey, that's kind of my time earlier normally, but he didn't really know that because of the time change and everything. So that's why I did it early. Audio is good. Hey, pick and sound. Paul's there. Sounds good. 5x5. John saying. Harry's saying it's looking good. Perfect. Okay. So yeah, so Mentor Pilot is in our normal time slot. So we're going to throw you guys to Mentor Pilot when we're done here. We got some guests. We got probably my last studio guest coming in. We got 2 Skype calls, a whole bunch of fun stuff for you guys today. Hopefully everybody's killing the bots, I guess. Barb killing the bots. I don't know why I said that. I read and I talk at the same time, but it's going good. Can you kick flip on a skateboard? No, I definitely can't kick flip on a skateboard. That's a good meme, though. I know that meme. So there you go, folks. Okay, so our first guest, let's bring him in right away. He's in the green room right now. We got Jolmer from the YouTube channel For Fun Flyer. Hi, Jolmer. How's it going?
Hi, yeah, I'm fine. How about you?
Okay, I think your levels are doing good. So you're in Holland right
Okay.
now.
Yeah.
So
Alive and kicking still. Yeah.
so how's Holland doing?
Well, like the rest of the world, these are just bizarre times. It's just like you're inside a movie, a really awkward, strange movie. It's all really surrealistic or surreal. Yeah, and the effects of the coronavirus are noticeable more and more, and that's what I've been trying to share on my last episode too. But it's not to the extent of Italy, luckily, but it's reason enough to be concerned.
So the one thing is, I just throw it in the chat for a link to your YouTube channel. You've been doing YouTube now for a year, almost a year exactly,
Yes.
like give or take a little bit, maybe a
Uh,
couple weeks.
the couple of the plus minus or a week or two. Yeah.
And you are
Correct.
just on the verge of the magical 1,000 subscribers. In fact, you got 958 subscribers right now. And as a YouTuber, I know
Yeah.
that the big difference of getting to 1,000 changes your YouTube channel and stuff. I remember seeing one of your, I think it was your first YouTube video that you put out, and I was just absolutely amazed at the quality of the YouTube that you're doing. You're using free editing software.
Yeah, that's correct. It's called Hit Film Express. I don't own any stock, and it's free, of course. So, but now I'm pretty enthusiastic about it. And when I started my YouTube channel, I actually searched on YouTube how to make YouTube videos, and there was this nice video about the comparison between video editors, etc. And I invested some money in a new compact camera, being my main camera, and some used secondhand GoPros, because when you're doing flight videos, you have to use multiple camera angles, etc. So I didn't want to buy video edit software if I didn't need it to. So and I gave it a try, and it worked out pretty good. So.
So that is, we already have it in the comments here. What are you giving away if you get 100,000 subscribers? Because we got to give something away. So what are you giving away?
Yeah.
And then we'll talk about your channel.
Yeah. So from 1,000 subscribers on, and I hope they stick, of course. But no, I want to donate 2 T-shirts, 2 For Fun Fly T-shirts,
There we go.
and you get to pick 2 names, and we'll figure out the way how to ship them later on.
Yeah,
But no,
sounds good. Yeah.
I'll throw it. So
So 2 T-shirts if he gets to 100,000 or 100,000 to 1,000 subscribers,
well,
100,000 in
well
next year.
I'll throw in an extra one with that number. Yeah.
But yeah, definitely check it out. I just checked out your last video. The one thing I wanted to talk about is there's a lot of general aviation American viewers on watching this right now, and you have a very good different perspective because you're in Holland in general aviation, and there's a lot of similarities, but there's a lot of differences. Like I can imagine, in your last video, what aircraft do you fly?
It's a microlight aircraft. It's limited in maximum takeoff weight, and it's from TL Ultralight. That's a Czech manufacturer, and the exact plane type is a TL-96 Star. Actually, it's a pretty old airplane, but for that time, back in '99, it was years ahead of the competition. And the development that TL Ultralight put into that airplane still pays off until this day, because it's responsive, it's quick, it has a lot of relative horsepower, etc. Horsepower versus weight, etc. So it's a really nice and capable airplane.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. And so your part of your channel is modding it. You're doing a lot of your maintenance yourself. I've seen you did the throttle mod to stop the throttle lever from coming all the way back. So all that little stuff, all that stuff that you guys, all you home tinkerers, check it out. Definitely, because Juan Brown on the last video, like he just mentioned my channel, and the channel went up like 2,000, 3,000 subs. Like as Juan's just like, he's got just what it is that YouTube really likes is that stuff. So now I can give that favor back. Kind of what would they call that? Carrying
paying
on.
It forward.
Yes.
Paying it forward.
Exactly. That's right. So you're at 993 subscribers right now. So, and then once you get to 1,000, YouTube sends you a message of congratulations and everything and all that stuff. John Moss is asking me if I'm not allowed to leave. No, we got some new procedures here in the hangar that we've been developing. I've been working this weekend with our safety officer, and it is going to be a whole new world. The Northwest Territories has closed its borders. It is nuts up here. They even just banned all gatherings, no matter the size. So my in-station guest here today, my brother Rod, will be the last in-person thing. So we'll be doing more of these Skype things. So the one thing I want to test out, Jolmer, we're gonna try to share your screen, and you're gonna give some insights on the AIRWAYS. Tell us what do you want. What do you want to show us today? What are you going to show the viewers?
Yeah, let me check if this works. I don't know. Do you see my desktop or no?
Yeah, we can see it now. Oh, just before we change, you hit 1,000 subscribers. So congratulations.
Really?
You did.
Awesome. Okay, so
we're gonna
before we end this.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Before we end this call, the big two names, right?
Yeah. Okay. So we got your screen here, so everyone can see your screen.
Yeah, so a little sign that this is something about the coronavirus. I got an alert service, an SMS message this morning. Then that is really rare. So this is a sign that the Dutch government takes the corona outbreak pretty serious, because there were a lot of folks still denying the social distancing, etc. And this was so rare. I made a screen dump of it, and just to show you guys that it's as bad as everywhere. So this is one of those things. But on a fun note, let me just show you real quick what my first airplane was when I started buying my first aircraft. And I don't know. Is it live already? Or
yeah. Everyone's looking at your screen right now.
Okay, cool. So this was a high wing aircraft in the same category, and with the big differences that it was German registered. I did my initial flight training in Germany, hence the German ultralight registration. But this was a fun airplane too, and I started my vlogging for fun flying on this aircraft. And but at a certain point, I wanted to convert to the full Dutch regulations because microlight aviation here in Holland, which is a subcategory of the general aviation, of course, is all national law. And I got an opportunity to buy this airplane. So this is my current airplane, after doing all the mods, etc. And this is a TL Ultralight TL-96. So it's a fancy looking airplane, and it's for being over 20 years old, it's a really capable airplane too. So, and let me just jump to the cockpit. So this is what I did to the airplane. I did all the modifications on the cockpit panels too. So I ripped the old out, I draw everything in CAD/CAM software, I did the test cutting of the new panels, and I reinstalled all the existing avionics and added some new, etc., etc. So yeah, I'm pretty proud of that, and it shows you what I normally do as well as an engineer kind of guy. So yeah.
There we go. So here, we'll get everybody back here. So that was kind of a test there, folks. There, how am I going to make this work again? There we go. So let me flip this back. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. Okay, so we're back. So that was a good test. So folks, that was it. So I wanted to come in early. You're already past 1,000 subscribers. So we gotta pick two comments. So just guys. We got 5 more minutes. We're going to be calling Jay in here right now, and then my brother's going to come in. Yeah. So, guys, throw in a comment. We're going to pick 2 comments, and then send me a message, and we will send you a T-shirt. Flight Chops is in the comments. He's saying congrats on breaking 1,000 subs. I know Flight Chops is one of your biggest inspirations. You want to say hello to Flight Chops?
Oh yeah, hi Steve. Yeah, so that's funny actually, because you two guys are the main reasons I started vlogging in the first place. I'm a huge fan of Flight Shows. Who isn't? If someone isn't, they obviously didn't watch his channel yet. But no, I just loved everything he puts out, and at a certain first I was like, it's just almost impossible to do it yourself, etc. And then I grew into the thought that maybe it was feasible for me as well. And well, you doing the DTD project and announcing a daily vlog, to me it was almost impossible to pull that off. But that's an achievement right there. Only the vlogging part, of course, besides restoring a complete DC-3. So, no, you two are the main reasons I'm doing my own vlog. So it's nice to have you both here and the channel. I'm literally pinching my arm right now.
That's awesome.
Cool.
So first comment, free T-shirt. NL Samuelson, congrats with 1,000 subs. Hope you get 2,000 before the night is done. So for the first T-shirt winner there for sure. Send me a message or send me a message on PlaneSavers@gmail.com. Take a screenshot to prove that it's your account, and we'll be sending you a T-shirt. And right now, go ahead.
And please add the size too, right?
Yeah,
which size T-shirt? Yeah.
Oh, and Flight Chops is saying thanks for the support on Patreon, buddy.
Oh yeah. Oh sure, yeah. Yeah, that's he puts out so much great content, and it's worth every penny. So I can only advise other people to support their content creators, perhaps even more than they're already doing, because it's just on-demand television exactly the way you want it. So if you're interested in whatever YouTube channel, and it means a lot to content creators as well. When you're doing your own vlog, that's actually the start when you realize how important it is to get feedback and get subscribers, etc. It just means the world to a content creator. So if you know a certain channel, like for example Ben Atkinson, Learning to Fly, I'm a huge fan of his channel too. He just surpassed 1,000 subscribers as well, and it's just such a relief that someone gets recognition for all the hard work, because it's a lot of work.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, so huge congrats. And right underneath it says 951 subscribers. We can cover that. You got 1,000.01 subscribers right now, so it's looking pretty good. Second winner, Gary DeLisi with the Northwest Territories thumbnail. Send me an email, planesavers@gmail.com, with a screenshot to prove that this is your account. And we'll Jolmer will send you a free T-shirt. So that's awesome. So we got going to be calling Jay. Jolmer, thank you for joining us today. Again, guys, check out his YouTube channel after we're all done here. I'm going to throw a link in the thing. Paying it forward, because Juan did such an amazing thing for all of us, helping us out. Links in there. Check him out. give them a chance. Stick around, and 2 videos a month, but maybe you can go more if you get more subscribers, get more videos.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
Lots.
I'm all for it.
Yeah, your video quality is the same as people that are in the 100,000s for sure. Not so much for me because I'm still struggling with video quality, but that's awesome.
No. You're making awesome content too. Really, I enjoy it a lot, and a lot of folks do. So.
Okay, so I'm texting Jay right now, calling you in 1 minute. So I got that good. Now it's gonna be my first live switch. So Jolmer, please stick around in the chat. Say hello to everybody. Paul Young is our mod. He's saying please hit the like button. So Jolmer, thank you for joining us. We'll be seeing you soon.
Well, thank you.
And keep on doing the good work.
Okay. Yeah, will do. And you too.
So
okay, take care.
Bye. Okay, so folks, thanks you for getting 511 people watching right now. You see the Skype logo next to me. Let's try to call Jay. I text Jay. Jay hasn't been on live. We haven't seen Jay. If you don't know who Jay is, because you're a new subscriber, Jay Caldwell is a retro Buffalo Airways guy. He is now living in Thunder Bay, and he was instrumental in helping the PlaneSaver crew get a DTT ready to fly. We're going to bring him in. I've never did this before. I got to open up my Skype somehow, and we're going to do this live. We're going to call Jay. Jay, we're calling you live. It should pop right up. Okay, let's call in Jay. Pick up. It's ringing. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Love PlaneSavers. Bruce. Don Meyer saying hi, Jay. Okay. Come on, Jay. Oh. Did we answer? Oh, Jay, not yet. I don't think they see you. There.
Hey, hello.
Oh, Jay, what's happening?
Hey, we're not sure if this is virus protection or firewall, but we're staying safe here in Thunder Bay.
How's everything going?
Good, very good.
So you got everything. You got your wall of toilet paper?
We got the wall alive. I'm going to take you downstairs.
Oh, that's awesome.
I can't talk through the toilet paper all day. So how goes the battle in Yellowknife?
Oh, busy, man. Like they closed the borders. They closed the borders. Now they just put in a new rule. Like literally, I was driving here today that they're banning all gatherings. So today is going to be the last gathering, I guess. So everyone's going to be Skype calling. So I'm going to get Rod in here. I'm going to text Rod right now and tell him it's good to go.
I got a little, got my little buffalo room set up here.
Oh, look at that!
People can see the buffalo jacket and the Stinson prop. I got that when I was going to college.
Yeah, because it's going the right way, right? That's going it's going left, so that's not a British version.
No, that's actually off a Stinson 108.
Oh, right on. That's pretty cool. You got the jacket back there. So you're in your bomb shelter right now?
The bomb shelter. Logistics room.
Cool. Okay, so everybody, we're getting David saying hello from Australia. Okay, Jay, we just need you to move to your left a bit, because how it goes.
Better there?
Yeah, it's better there. So, how's everything going since we last seen you on PlaneSavers? Last time we saw you on PlaneSavers was the CL215. So how's everything going there?
It's good. It's that was November. Now we're up to, what are we now? 22nd, 23rd of March in that area. So we're looking forward to going to Winnipeg once we lose some snow and the ground dries up a bit, so we can move that 215 into a location where we can work on it and get it running and fly it out.
So what we saw in the video, it was pretty well put together, but you did mention there were some mouse houses built in the thing. What's your plan of attack? What's the first thing you're going to start doing once you get there with your tools?
First thing you would do with an airplane like that, and very similar to the one we went down to North Carolina and got, it had sat outside for, years and years. So you got to look at where the birds can get in. That's probably the most dangerous thing. That one, birds had gotten in and built a big nest right on top of the carburetor in the back of one of the engines. It came in through a vent. So you want to make sure that no animals have built a structure, nest, anything like that, storing food that'll maybe cause controls to not move or jam up. Just, you a really good look through everywhere that could be affected, and then from there start, we'd uncowl, drain oil, drain all the old engine oil out, put some new oil in that can probably change oil a couple times on engines like that haven't run, just because all the acid and stuff that builds up in the oil, even if you do change it on a regular basis, it needs to be cleaned out. Start pulling screens, the props will have to be changed. Nothing like what we saw on DTD, but just a different aspect of, you don't want to get caught thinking that the whole airplane's there when something got removed and didn't get written down.
So what's your thoughts right now? If you didn't touch anything, what's your thoughts? Is the engine, both engines or one engine, hydraulic? What do you think the chances are?
Oh, pretty good. I mean, those cylinders are a little different than the ones you and Rod were talking about. Like on that CA3 engine, the bottom 5 cylinders don't have drilled pistons. So in the bottom section of the engine, the pistons on the upper section, let's say, the pistons would have holes drilled through the ring lands, so that oil that's getting sprayed around the engine gets out through the piston into the rings and lubricates the cylinder walls. Well, the bottom 5 don't have that, just for that fact that the skirt on the cylinder is a couple inches high and supposed to take care of the oil level. The oil gets over that down into the lower cylinders. It doesn't drain out through those ring lands.
Mm-hmm.
After sitting that long, you want to pull all the bottom plugs. You're going to change all the spark plugs anyway, but you're going to want to turn it over a lot without spark plugs in it to make sure there's no oil.
So, the one thing, Rod just came here, and I just realized, I thought I was prepared, but now I got to make sure that Rod could hear. So, while I'm looking and scrambling around last second here, what's your earliest memory of Rod? When's the first time you remember seeing him?
Well, the first time I went to Buffalo, DC-3 that Joe registered after Rod's name, thus the FROD, and that was in Hay River, and I think that was going to be 1980. And it was after fire season. I was working for Airspray. Bob Means and Mike Bertrand went up to the river, airplane going there and around a bit, probably driving a Ford truck, probably. Until I was actually in. Have been 90.
Here. So, Jay, I think your audio is being stepped on a bit here. Let's do a test. As I'm just switching everything on, and we got Rod joining us here now. Hey, Jay, give us a little talk.
3, 4, 5.
Oh, yeah, you're not coming in that well.
Should I get closer to my mic?
Yeah, I think you're going good, because Skype's got a here, Rod. I guess we got to go a little bit closer together. So there's Rod.
Hey, Rod.
Hey, how you doing?
Can you hear him?
Yeah, I can hear.
Okay, look at this, folks. We kind of did everything. Okay, yeah. So Jay, your sound is dropping a bit.
How's that?
Yeah, it seems to be pretty good right now. Okay.
Okay.
So he said he's seen Rod for the first time about 1990.
Yeah, 89. I think we went to Hay River and got ROD going, but I don't really remember working with Rod then too much. But once I moved to Yellowknife, we were in the Northwest hangar, and Rod and Ronnie would fly over with Joe in the morning, work for the day, and fly home at night.
Oh yeah, Rod, what do you remember about those times?
I
In the 80s?
remember trying to go home back to Hay River for the weekend because, of course, there's no place else. And Jay tried to duct tape me to the pole in the hangar.
What?
Yeah, basically, Ronnie and I coming back and forth from Hay River and Peter Austin, and everybody was working there. And we'd always try to go back to Hay River to go partying. And Jay tried to duct tape me to the pole in the hangar so I couldn't get out of there. So, yeah, it's about 19.
That's back in the day, Mike, when you used to come over sometimes during the week, and you'd have that little mini bike, and you'd run around on the ramp outside of like in the old Buffalo trailer where the old trailer was.
Mm-hmm.
Run around on the ramp.
Oh, Jay, you want to tilt your camera a little bit back, just so we can see the top of your head? There we go. Oh,
There, I got my Linden Air cargo hat on.
oh, there, the Hercs. We got Cliff in the chat asking, how's Dusty doing?
Dusty's doing really well. He's essential service in this time of need. He does the air conditioning, ventilation, big coolers, refrigerator for Beeb Mechanical. So staying busy.
Oh, that's good. So let me play the video. So the video that I made, and let's just play it for everybody now, because it actually didn't get that many views, but I'm sure if you're watching this right now, you've probably seen it. But I'm going to play this video in right now for everybody. 1 second here. Watch this commercial, Ice Palace commercial from 1992, going now.
So until next time, keep fit and have fun.
Body break.
On this season of Ice Pilots NWT, the boys pack up the Douglas DC-4 and head out west to the Rocky Mountains.
Here we are at Bronson Creek, BC. The oil goblin of the DC-4 pitched against the coastal mountains, transporting iron ore concentrate from the Cominco mine here at Bronson Creek to Wrangell, Alaska, with 900 bags to move.
With a limited number of bags, the more bags they move, the more money they'll make. Luckily, the DC-4 is a lot faster than the smaller DC-3. That doesn't matter if you can't even find the runway. So Buffalo has installed the latest radar systems and the new global positioning system called GPS. Can technology help these rugged bush pilots complete the mission? The crew has to land on airstrips that look more like dirt roads. Fitted with the most modern external cameras, we get the rare opportunity to fly along on these aerial adventures. Pushing these Warbirds to the limit has its cost. The ground crew will have to work long hours to keep these birds in the air.
Now what?
When I'm full night, how could I work? I'm just concentrating on staying awake.
For every hour the DC-4s are on the ground, the DC-3 gets more money. But that's not all. Like blood in the water, more sharks show up to get in on the action. Fitted with better doors, this strange aircraft opens up wide to steal more trips. But that can't stop our mission. The Alaskan wilderness is a beautiful but unforgiving place that has to be seen to be believed. So check your local listings and get ready to buckle up and take off with Ice Pilots this fall, only on CBC.
This is CBC, Public Broadcasting.
My best invention yet. 2000.
So there we go. We're back to live. Rod, what'd you think about that?
I wonder if you get 4,000 flushes out of that with the modern toilets.
That's actually a really good question. Who remembers the 2000 flushes? Okay, Jay, we're back live. Oh, what's that? Where's it got DC-3 on skis? Is that JKM?
JKM.
Oh, there we go. Oh, you want to shut this off? So there you guys go. The new GPS, Flight Chops is saying. So, Jay, tell me about that GPS. That was something brand new at the time. What was it? What were you guys thinking?
That was brand new Trimble. We put the first one in one of the freighters. I don't know if it was, I forget which airplane it went in. And Joe was kind of skeptical about the GPS, but Sean Ludet was pretty hot on that stuff. And they went out and found a drum or a cache of drums in the snow. Like he couldn't see. Joe didn't really think they were in the right spot, and they hunted around. And sure enough, that lat long was perfect for the drums. So after Joe was convinced all the airplanes got him. I mean, that was a high tech. He just followed the cursor. That's all it told you, if you were destination, if you were on track or off track.
So what?
So we set.
What model was that?
That was a Garmin 100.
Yeah, those were Trimble units, I think. Or was that a Garmin?
I think that was the first Garmin 100. What I remember is that old weather radar lasted about a week.
Yeah, what the heck was that weather radar? I never even seen that before.
Yeah, that thing went. There was too much humidity in Wrangell for it, and Sean Ludet put the Herman Nelson duct up into the nose, trying to dry out the radar, and it pretty much fried it. The screen was dead after that.
So everyone's asking, are those episodes available? You know, the Ice Pilots, 1992. So the story about it is, and Quinn's in here one sec. But the story about it was, Jay, you actually shot all that footage, and it was on VHS, and you sent me the VHS. I downloaded it, and then I made that commercial so it's like a prank. It was like an April Fool's prank. That, we didn't have Ice Pilots in 1992. That doesn't exist. That was basically just 45 minutes of your own footage that I put into the trailer. So what were you doing? So you were Ice Pilots back then, one-man cameraman for yourself. No one really seen that footage in over 25 years. So what were you doing? What were you doing with the camera?
Well, that's when that Sony Handycam came out. So it was pretty breaking. You could make your own. I think those are 8mm tapes. So I got lots of footage. Actually, I'm hunting for it all, and I'll send it up to you, and you can dig through it and take what you want. But it was just great flying around the Arctic and territories. And then Wrangell was pretty cool because it was the first big job we had with the DC-4 outside of Yellowknife. Rod, myself, Lauren, and Ronnie were all down in Calgary working on IQM. That's when Boric had scratched that thing on the ice, and Joe bought it, and we got it going to send it to Arizona somewhere to get the nose changed. And right at that time, Joe come walking up and said, "Hey, we bid on a contract in Wrangell. PSH has to go." So, and that's a camera. Rod should have the same one where we're in Calgary on IQM, and I'm videoing, Lauren's videoing, Ronnie's on the ground, and there's three of us making videos at exactly the same time. So everybody was hot in video.
Rod, what's your thoughts on that video?
Well, I hadn't seen it for a long time, and I wasn't we used to go back to the hotel room and watch what was there, but that's the first time I've seen it since then. Yeah, I remember basically we all had video cameras. I forgot about that, and we're in Calgary, and I think we had a primer line hooked to the manifold pressure in the DC-4, and trying to burp it, started blowing fire out the spark plug holes and stuff. I'd have to look for that video.
Yeah, it was quite crazy. Yeah, so a lot of people thought it was a real thing. It's funny, I actually went on Fiverr because I was going to do the voiceover myself, but I thought, that'd be very thing. So I actually went on Fiverr, and that voiceover, which is really, really good, it only cost me, it was like $8 US. And that guy did that whole voiceover thing. Of course, I wrote the script, and I was trying to be all campy and stuff. But that was very cool. The one thing I noticed, Jay, is when you were the tape, the 45 minutes, you spent, I would say, over half of it, maybe even 2/3 of it, just filming outside the window. So now looking back, you probably wish that you film more of the people, because that's what people forget, when they film, they think they're filming. My grandfather did this too, so he was filming, and all he filmed was tractors, and he missed all the people. So if you would go back in time, would you focus more on the people?
Yeah, I guess it's the same for anybody. You're so used to seeing Rod and Smitty and Sean Ludet were kind of the only DC-4 team we had back then, and I do have some more. I got an interview with Smitty, actually. He talks about PSH, and when we first got it, he's sitting in the captain's seat. I'll find that one too. And you kind of take for granted that those people are always going to be there. So you take stuff that you haven't seen before.
Then you got to remember back, like when the Handycam came out, everybody was pretty leery of being on the film. Like to get Ronnie on it was like Bigfoot. He was just a black leather jacket disappearing behind stuff every time you pointed it at him.
What amazed me is Jay, that you've always been this like mentor, older guy, and you've always had all the experience. And I don't remember a time when you didn't know everything. How old were you when you were filming that?
Well, I'm born in 64, so 91, what's that? I'm 27.
Oh yeah, 27. That's still pretty good, eh? So how is your skill level from then till now? Is it improved?
Well, I'm getting steadier, I think.
Oh, that's awesome. So, and Rod, I did that. So no one knew. I think I showed. I don't remember who I showed, but I was editing all that top secret, and so everyone would come into the office, and I'd be like, I'd close it and all that stuff, and so Rod was the first person to see it completed, and yeah, so
it was pretty amazing. But I mean, I've seen him. He's doing body break stuff and 2,000 flushes, and it never even fazed me because I just think he's doing crazy stuff anyway. Like that's normal.
Yeah, it's pretty bad when I'm looking at 2,000 flushes at work and nobody even bats an eye.
At work.
So
yeah, Rod looks like he's a member of the Ramones.
Yep.
Awesome.
So Quinn Jones asking, didn't Kenny Buse start going there later in the operation?
Yeah, Kenny was there.
Oh, that was it.
We only had one DC-4 crew back then. That was Smitty and Ludit.
So Uncle Ronnie, what was it like working with Uncle Ronnie there? I know he loves the DC-4 and stuff. That was probably one of the highlights, being able to go on a big mission like that, eh?
Yeah. Ronnie loves getting dirty and getting stuff fixed, and he doesn't sit around too much and wait. He's digging through root and finding a part that only he knows where it is because he hit it there 14 years ago, and out he comes with it. And yeah, it's pretty fun. It's how's Ronnie doing?
Good.
Is he out of quarantine yet?
Well, yeah, no, he's on that self quarantine for that 2 weeks or whatever. As coming into the country, but he's doing good. Yeah, I've been sending him pictures of DC-3's for sale, kind of, and Ronnie's probably watching. So hi, Uncle Ronnie. Hi, Uncle Toby. Do you want to say hi to Uncle Toby really quick?
Toby.
And so I've been sending that, keeping his spirits up. So hi, Ronnie, and all that fun stuff.
Ronnie knows how to watch this?
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's
I'm
got
not sure
an
what's going
iPad.
on.
And one thing, Jay. Well, here I'll ask Rod this one. Was that a Bristol freighter?
Yes.
And
yes.
that is such an airplane that disappeared. Like it's no longer flying. What was it like seeing Bristol freighters working?
Well, when I got there, I had to catch a ride on the Bristol freighter because the DC-4 was broke down. So yeah, I sat up in the engineer's seat. Did you go for a ride in that too, Jay?
No, just sat in it.
Yeah. I got to go for a ride at least.
Yeah, pretty cool airplane. It had only one of them had the DI system left in it. There was two in Wrangell, both for trans-provincial, I think, on them. But it had porous lead strips on the leading edge of the wing and the stab, and it had an old 3-cylinder pump. And you had to get the pump. You had to start pumping the glycol before you got into the ice, and then it would sweat out through the porous lead.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and
I think
it's in the video.
Yeah, first designed as a glider in the Second World War.
Really?
I think they would tow them full of stuff, glider, and then they engined it with sleeve valve radios.
Yeah, and what do you guys know? There was a wing issue, a certain number of wing landings, and it was done. Rod, do you know that?
No, I don't know.
Jay,
I know you
do
got to
know?
make sure the nose is latched.
The spar had a light on it, I think, and after that was done.
Mm-hmm. Here's a good question. Bruce is asking, how do you suppose to spell Ronnie? R-O-N-N-Y or R-O-N-N-I-E? I do it with a Y. What do you do with it, Rod?
Well, the way Ronnie spells it is R-O-N-A-L-D.
Yeah, I've only known the Y, but I think it's because like Roddy, Mikey, Jay, everybody has a Y. Kathy, you know.
I usually go with the NNIE.
NNIE. So you can go either way. He always says his name's Ron, but no one, yeah, it's Uncle Ronnie.
Well, actually, Joe calls him Skinny, so it's SKINNY.
Oh, man. Okay, so Cliff's in the chat. Cliff was helping us with DTD Monumental, helped after with the first aid stuff during the June 6th too. Big help. He's asking, Jay, about 1 egg a day in Quebec is enough? Yeah, Jay's joke, one egg a day in Quebec is enough. And of course, enough is French for egg. Jay was famous for his dad jokes. Jay, I gave you some warning. Did you come up with some new jokes?
Yeah, you know what? And I left them upstairs by the toilet paper virus wall.
Good question here. How many DC-4s are flying at Buffalo? We just have the Florida one really right now that's going to be flying. I don't know too much about DC-4s. Do you know of any that are flying, Rod?
Well, there might be some in Alaska, at least one, maybe.
And then there's that German one that flies around the air show one, the C-54. But yeah, that's one thing. Jay, do you know any about DC-4s that are flying right now?
Not really, no. Like, I think Red Bull's got the 6. I don't know if they have a 4 as well.
No, I think just the 6. So that was... Oh, we're breaking up. So, Rod, what's happening right now? This is it. Like we got the new Buffalo rules coming out on Monday. So this will be the last time we could probably be this close. Probably won't see it for a couple weeks.
6 feet away, eh?
Yeah. Well, what's that? Yeah, what's that in metric?
3 meters. 2 meters. I don't know. So yeah, there's new rules coming out?
Yeah. Well, did you hear the government just banned all gatherings? So technically, this is a gathering. So, but I think that's going to be right away.
How is Chuck doing in all of this?
Well, about 4 days before the coronavirus, he went home sick. So we're just waiting for him to phone back. That was a week and a half ago.
Yeah, so he's like a normal sick because they just got the first virus part. The whoever it was flew in, and yeah, blah blah. Long story. Everyone's talking about that. Let's talk DC-4s. One big question. You guys are both here. Putting a turbine on the DC-4 is something that pops up all the time. So, Rod, if you had unlimited money, how would you put a turbine on a DC-4? 4 turbines.
4.
Not just one.
Well, I mean, I guess the easiest way would be to scavenge up some South American Baslers and figure it out. But if I had unlimited money, I'd probably put a 120 series on there. Just because it would probably last forever, derated. That's a Pratt Whitney 120. And it's kind of like with anything with a 215T or 415 style engine. Probably update, use DC-6 horizontal stab in elevators, and just to let it go a little quicker without any problems. I don't think it would be a big deal because with an 8-wing fuel tank system, I don't think there'd be any ballast issues or wing loading. You'd have to stick them out a little farther, but yeah, it's basically one of those things. As most turbine conversions were done basically to, while jet fuel was really cheap. So not only the price of the turbine, but you get a 6,000 hour TBO. Back when fuel was cheap, it was worthwhile, but it's not cheap now. It's not 1/5 of Avgeeks.
So Jay, what's your thoughts? Would the DC-4 turbines make a good aircraft?
Oh, for sure. I mean, you got they tried it with the North Star. Like the North Star was a turbinized 4. Not sure what they used for engines. It definitely wasn't as reliable as a 120 series. But
was
if money wasn't
Merlin's on it though, didn't it?
I'm not sure. If money wasn't an object for it, make a great freighter.
Well, there's what you need. Like this guy says, skip the turbines, just add JATOs. Yeah, you get in trouble, just blow them off and come back. I got to say, the R2000, now they're being, a little leaky and hard to keep clean. Not hard, just takes a little bit more work. They did run on average to about 850, 900 hours. So, I mean, you really need cheap fuel to make it worthwhile.
Right.
The other problem with the turbine, with the piston, is most people don't allow it on their sites. Just, it's got all the oil drains and fuel drains hanging out the bottom of the cow and dripping all over the place on purpose. And people don't like that anymore.
So Jay just sent me a picture. Or not Jay. Quinn, can you text me the picture? You sent it to me in some weird app.
Air Canada app.
Air Canada app. Jeff is saying Jay looks young for 64. That's a nice compliment. Like, that's probably the nicest thing anyone's ever said on the internet. So that's very nice. So Jay, what's your plans here? Are you isolated right now? How are you getting through the day? And what's keeping you sane besides coming up with jokes?
Yeah, we're not isolated. I mean, we're isolated in the fact that we're trying not to go out and hang out in malls and stuff like that. But we're going out for walks. Nice weather's here about +5 today, so starting to melt. Still working. I mean, our shop's going to close down tomorrow. I'll still go in and do some paperwork and stuff on the back end. Just, we keep watching the news and listening to stuff. It's new. There's no normal. It's all first time for everybody. So it's, we're learning, and hopefully everybody's learning.
Yeah, it's different. It's definitely different. And I think everybody, there's what, 7 billion people in the world, and there's 7 billion different stories. Like, it affects everybody. Some people easy, some people insanely hard. And so that's why I wanted to do these live streams and have everybody here, is because some people are alone. Some people are sitting at their house alone, and having something like this could be beneficial to pass the time. So in the comments, let me know where are you guys calling from? Like, we're watching from, like, all over the world. Yellowknife, Hay River, Thunder Bay. Where are you guys watching from? So that is all good.
So I like that question.
What's this one?
Okay, I got
this one.
Yeah.
So what's this one?
Basically, you hear Avgas is not all that available, but there's all the Warbirds finding. Is that true? Yeah. Avgas is not available in commercial sense or in the northern sense because you have to plan ahead. You could order as much Avgas as you want, but it's all about, when you're in a charter business, where do you put it? So you have to buy X amount of gallons or liters of Avgas and then stage it somewhere. So with the market volatility in the north, it's very difficult to use Avgas. But no, Avgas is still available if you have a plan.
Yeah, so that's weird.
And it's no different than jet fuel. Jet fuel still has to be planned. It's just that there is scheduled flights into a lot of these northern communities, and I mean anywhere in the world that is not accessible quickly by truck.
Wow, look at this, folks. We got Scotland, North Carolina, Texas, Denmark, Buffalo, New York, Sydney, Australia, Sweden, Alaska, Colorado, Leroy, Saskatchewan, Philadelphia, Wisconsin, Northern Michigan, Ireland, Pennsylvania, Edmonton, Yorkshire, Washington, D.C., Arizona, Netherlands, Canada, South Africa, Ontario, Wisconsin, Derby, UK, Kentucky, Germany, Arizona. Man, there is so much here, folks. A lot of people all over Vancouver, Washington, California. Gerard is saying, thanks, Jay, for showing me and my wife DTD in Thunder Bay in 2019. So, yeah, we had DTD there for about a month. Eh, Jay? Was it about a month we had DTD in Thunder Bay?
Yeah, a little more, actually. We landed here 2 days after D-Day anniversary, and then you guys took off about the 20th of July for Oshkosh.
Yeah, that was. So what? There was some. What stuff did you work on while you were there? Was there throttle snags and prop snags? Was there?
Yeah, a couple of rigging stuff that Dusty and I took care of, and then just on the weekly runs, the right-hand carburetor. I think it was burning extra fuel when we left Quebec, but something inside the diaphragm decided to go, so we replaced that and rigged that up. Yeah, other than that was a bit of creative work on the old rubber boots, clean her up, and we toured a lot of people through it. Probably, I think 1,200 people we showed the airplane to.
That was what event was that? That was a specific event, wasn't it?
The museum in Thunder Bay, the Aviation Museum, is a small building, no aircraft, just records and pictures, documents in an office basically. But they had a grand, come out and see DTD, Warbird, open house type day. So we took canned goods in for Shelter House and donations for the Aviation Museum.
Yeah, it's a neat little museum. We went and checked it out. Very cool. There's a lot of cool stuff that's happened in Thunder Bay. And then that discovery of the Thunder Bay Aviation book. What the chances? Remember that you had the book and you looked at the cover?
Yeah, I don't have a copy of it here, but we the gentleman in Thunder Bay did a history on aviation, and on the cover of the book, it just happens to be DTD flying over top of the pulp mill here back in the 50s when it first started to do the run.
So that was
pretty cool.
Yeah, we searched all over. Benoit spent so many, and then the PlaneSavers community spent hundreds and hundreds of hours looking for pictures of DTD, and it was on the cover of the Thunder Bay Aviation book right out the whole time. So we got a question on the thing. Paul Young is our mod. He's saying, Rod, how did you get started as a mechanic?
Well, basically, when I was really young, 5 or 6, of course, my dad was flying all the time, and he bought me a 3-wheeler and a kitty cat, and it seemed that whenever I got older, I got another motorcycle, but being at home alone, I kind of had to fix it myself, or riding was going to end. So basically, I kept doing that. I was stealing fuel for my motorcycle at the hangar out of the Avgeeks truck when I was about 14, and then Ronnie made me go to work. He needed help. So I just started helping Ronnie, and then I figured out I didn't have to steal change from Dad's nightside table to buy gas. I could actually make my own money.
And Jay, how did you get started?
Born in a hospital here, but my mom and dad still live in the same place right across the road from the airport in Fort Francis. So grew up here and watching airplanes fly, and ended up getting a job there. I think when I was 15, cutting grass and pumping gas. Got my radio license so you could, answer the radio, and it was a hop over spot for U.S. people coming in fishing. So customs was there. Weekends you'd do, fill up 100 airplanes and they'd go off fishing, and so I just got the bug and ended up going to Thunder Bay to the college for maintenance and never looked back.
That's good. And then where did the love of the vintage stuff come from? Because aviation is one thing, but the bunch of radial engines is another.
Well, my first job was at Manitoba government with on the CL-215s, and I mean previous to that, once in a while we'd get cancels flying down to the airport in Fort Francis, and just that nostalgic Warbird. It was at Oshkosh, before my first job. So the radial engines really, really found a spot in my heart. And leaving Manitoba government years later, went to Airspray, where the A26s, and then got involved with the DC-3's at Buffalo and stuff. And yeah, I just always had the love for the radial engines. And there's just so much you can do to them, so much you got to learn, and so much you can fix, where it's not so much change a component out. If this doesn't work, change that. It was, you got to really use your head and keep them going.
So Quinn is sending us some pictures. We got Jay. I don't think you can see, but if you can look here, I'm going to throw on screen. We got Quinn with his grandfather in front of PSH. Geez, PSH looked good back then, eh, Rod?
It was quite a bit newer, I guess, even though it was 40 years old.
And then in the cockpit here. So if you guys can remember, Quinn's grandfather actually flew DTD for TCA, and so Quinn got to go fly. What's we got right in the middle there, you got Bear in a flight suit. Do you remember that, Rod?
Yeah. I forget who that. Jay probably put that there.
Jay, do you remember?
Oh, yeah. That was the mascot. He used to sit up on the trim wheel on the dash, and that thing's got, I don't know. We put 8,000 or 9,000 hours on that airplane. Is that right?
Easy, yeah.
Or Buffalo did.
It was up there the whole time.
It sat up there, and I think Ronnie actually has that now in his fifth wheel because he had it in Quebec.
Oh, he did. Oh
yeah,
man,
that's the mascot.
And
Ronnie took it out of.
Yeah, Corey and his frog too for all the ice pilots guys.
Yeah, the C-46 TPO had a little frog in it the whole time, and it's got about 8,000 hours of flight too.
Oh, the old frog. So Corey, if you're watching, so I know there's a lot of people that have been watching these live streams, but don't necessarily put in any chat. So this is I want somebody, like, just if you've never wrote a chat comment, just throw it in there, something, so we know you're here. I know a lot of people are kind of sitting back watching, but I want to see who's here. So if you haven't wrote a comment ever, throw it in the chat. Don't be shy. There is no stupid questions, only stupid presenters. So it's all good. So Jay, what's your plans for the rest of the day? What's you got going on? You gonna get more toilet paper or?
No, I think we're pretty good on toilet paper. Everybody seems to have stocked up on that for some reason. That's the number one thing to go off the shelves everywhere. I just kind of laying low for Sunday, relaxing. It's too messy outside to do much in the backyard. Probably go archery club and poke some holes in paper.
Bike ride
and
motorcycle.
Yeah, pretty soon. I fired it up the other day. Get some of the salt off the streets. Will be out riding.
So tell everybody what bike you're running and didn't you buy a bike in between fixing DTD and then when we left Oshkosh?
Yeah, back in July of last year, I had a BMW 1100 GS that I sold and went for a full street version. So I got the 1200 LT BMW now, older, 2003. I picked up in Kelowna and flew out there and rode it home. So we're street only, no more gravel roads, no more dirt.
So so it's street on, no more gravel roads. Okay. Any button USA is put this comment in a few times. Are we still doing the Valley Run, Rod? Yes.
Yes.
So we're doing the Valley Run both with the DC-3 and the C-46. Yeah. So yeah, it's weird right now what's going on when it comes to airplanes and that kind of stuff, and who's flying and who's not. And generally, it is cargo airplanes. But I've been talking to my friends in the trucking industry, and because Yellowknife is at the end of the road, like if you think of like a garden hose and there's a whole bunch of leaks, by the time it gets to the end, it's low pressure. Yellowknife is the end of the garden hose, and then we got to put another garden hose to the communities. So there is going to be some logistics issues coming here. So it's going to be interesting a few weeks. So Perry Pike saying this whole toilet paper thing is stupid since COVID-19 does not affect the digestive system. Yes, everything is stupid. Honda RX 650L here. Robert Lingston, long-time viewer of Ice Pilots and everything. Does Rod still have the Shelby?
Yes, I do have the Shelby. It's locked in Joe's barge, but...
Oh, yeah.
I just finished this morning, so we're going... Whoop, how do I do this? On dirt, if you want to go dirt riding, I got a kill yourself three-wheeler. Just I'm scared to try it because the hospital's basically closed.
So what... Are you finished?
I'm pretty much finished, yeah. You got to find another one.
Wow, so that's an ATC 250R what year?
1985.
1985. So if anybody... I know I was trying to convince Rod to come on here and saying he could go out and ask anybody if they have any ATC 250R parts. Rod's buying any parts, so if you need toilet paper money.
Toilet paper money will trade for ATC 250Rs, preferably not finished.
So go over, if you have any ATC 250R parts for sale, head over to Rod's Twitter, which is Roddy027 at Twitter, or at
something like that, Twitter.
Yeah, at Roddy027 Twitter. So, or just send me a message.
Hey,
parts.com.
A two-stroke engine?
Two-stroke. Yeah, I just filled the garage full of blue smoke, so waiting for summer.
So trikes are very dangerous. Remember back then, Jay?
Somewhere I heard the other day that two-stroke smoke cures the coronavirus.
That's what I think. Yeah, that's why I mixed up a bunch and I sanitized my garage.
Oh, Don Mayor's and those are tippy. Yes.
Tippy. So's a two-wheeler tippy.
Yeah, two-wheeler's very tippy. So Jay, did you grow up driving trikes? Are you're still here?
Yeah, I had a little Arctic Cat mini bike. It was a 50cc. It was my first one. 125 Yamaha Enduro. I think my uncle had a 185 three-wheeler that would climb up the back of your leg when you tried to put it down because you thought you were going to tip. So that was one of the first things I remembered on that was keeping your feet on the pegs.
What about an 85 Sierra 250? Yeah, I'd like to restore one of those. I got a 2001, but an 85 or the nice fighting red color.
So Jay, top 3 movies to recommend people while they're in quarantine. What was Jay's top 3 movies?
While in quarantine?
Well, Dances with Wolves. Probably Top Gun. I think everybody should watch Top Gun a couple times this year before the new one comes out, just so you're on the same page. And geez, I don't know. Jerry Maguire, maybe Pearl Harbor. I go for the older stuff because I have a VCR right behind me and hooked up to a TV, and I have a very huge selection of VHS tapes.
So, Rod, what's your 3 movies?
7 Years in Tibet, Outbreak, and The Crow.
But The Crow doesn't have a radial engine in it. That's the difference between the 3.
Yeah, but it's kind of hardcore-ish.
7 Years in Tibet. Are you just saying that because there's a C-46 in it?
Yeah, that's the only scene. Me and Corey Dodd used to sit there, drink beer, watch that one scene over and over and over.
CNN 1991.
Yeah, this would go right in with that
yeah.
Ice Pilots episode.
CNN
91.
We probably watched that after you took those videos in the hotel room.
That's fake news, there, man.
Norman Schwarzkopf.
Jurassic Park. I would say, for me, I would say Lord of War, Thank You for Smoking, and Air America. Those 3 right there.
Air America, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, Air America.
Yeah. Iron Eagle. Here's a question for Rod. Are Buffalo's planes required to have the new ADS-B?
Yes, we got 3 of the King Airs completed, and they're not required in Canada this time. Basically, Canada wants to look at the satellite version of it, so we're delayed, but we're just waiting for the final rule on that.
Sounds good. Okay, 785 people watching, 389 likes, 2 dislikes. So hit that like button if you like this stuff. We've been, experimenting today. 4 Fun Flyer came in earlier. He was the was it in the concert when opening act. So 4 Fun Flyer come in. Let's just do a check on see how he's doing with his subs. We got him over 100 or over 1,000 subs. He's doing pretty good, man. He's now at 1,000.03 subs. So congratulations on getting a bunch of subs for 4 Fun Flyer. We have 10 more minutes. We're gonna Mentor Pilot has a live stream coming up right after this because all the aviation people are sticking together for you guys to have some entertainment while you are possibly stuck at home, stuck at work, or stuck on the toilet. wherever you are. We're gonna have. So Jay, what would you want to say? What would you want to say to the PlaneSaver fans that have been watching the show, maybe new or old? Anything you want to say to the guys?
I think we're all looking at the same thing, being that the new reality we live in now is all unknown, but it's not going to last forever. And I can't wait to get back out where everybody can be relaxed and shaking hands and giving each other hugs and go get some airplanes.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, because there's airplanes out there to be saved, and yeah, it's going to be very good. Rod, what's your thoughts? You got 778 people watching right now.
Well, basically, I was reading somewhere like everybody's always too busy to do the things they want to do. Just go do them now.
Yeah.
You know, like if you want to build your motorcycle or build your plane, I mean, I'm sure there's everyone out there has something they'd like to do that they couldn't get around to. It's time to do it.
So Quinn just sent me this amazing picture. Jay, you're on your phone right now, so I can't really send it to you, eh? Here, 1 second.
Yeah, I got it from Quinn down the bottom. I don't want to click on it and lose this.
Okay, so here, I'm going to show everybody here. Look at this picture, Rod. What are we seeing here? You kind of see me in the corner.
Oh,
look at this.
That's right from the control tower at Yellowknife Airport.
So we got Tanker 56. That's IQM.
B&V.
B&V. What's 57?
IQM.
IQM. And then we got PSH.
Right.
TPO.
Our lonely C-46 at the time, TPO, yeah.
I don't see WZS here with the gray. So JK.
That's WZS right there. Yukon Smoke Jumper.
Yeah, you can see it on the right. Yukon Smoke Jumper is right under the ALO. You got UPT on floats. So you got WZS, LFR, JKM, WIR.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. So that was the fleet, and then one of the travelers.
WCB. And I found that exact 185 in the Red Deer hangar. It was holding up DC-3 parts for Ronnie.
So there we go. Thank you, Quinn, for sending that. That is my damn fine photo. So that's good. John, is it Didier or Didier? Didier, because we have a buddy in France that goes by Didier, but that's his first name. Hey, you know Didier Moot, eh?
Yeah.
I wonder if Didier Moots is here. I had one fun story. Didier, he is like the Mr. France, like grew up on a wine orchard. He took me to a wine store in France where I was there with some CL215s, and I grabbed the bottle and I shook it, and he got so mad at me. He kept on yelling at me, "This isn't Coca-Cola." So Didier, I highly doubt you're watching this, but if you are, hello. Didier was great. He's retired now. Oh yeah.
You know the only difficulty with being in France and working with Didier?
What's that?
Is that those French have a different word for everything.
There we go, folks. You just waited 1 hour, 7 minutes, and 56 seconds to hear the joke, the dad joke. Quinn saying him and Garrett spent all morning setting that picture up. Must have been slow morning to actually take the ramp over like that, eh? Jeez. Tin Cup. Tin Cup. Who wants to watch Tin Cup? That's like the most randomest thing. I'm pretty sure they're still showing that in theaters in Yellow and Hay River, though. Tin Cup. It's so random. Kevin Costner playing golf. What's the name of Buffalo Green?
Guess what? It's Buffalo Green, actually. You can get it from Avial. It was a mistake. Joe had bought a 185 and sent it back, and they came back the wrong color, and he liked it. So Buffalo Green is actually Buffalo Green.
Yeah, that's very good. Quinn, there you go. Dances with Wolves, Kevin Costner. It's a classic. It's a classic. It says on the VHS.
Well, I didn't want to say it earlier, but I will now. World War Z is good to watch right now because it could be worse.
Could be worse, yeah. What's going on? So, folks, we got 6 more minutes. So, if you guys got any questions, throw it in there, and then we're going to throw you guys over to Mentor Pilot. Mentor Pilot you can ask him all the pilot questions. If you need any maintenance questions, you got some of the two best a Radial Engine Warbird, guys, right here. So we got 6 minutes. Throw some questions in. We'll go and...
What the hell's that?
Rubber gloves. Bill Eldred. What? The 185, was that XQG?
That's this one is UPT.
Hmm.
XQG though, I think we had that one a while back here, again, and then Joe sold it.
For sure. And I sent your message to my father too that you sent me this morning. Okay, what's this one? Oh man, it's coming in quick. Have a good one, guys. Really enjoyed you three. Jay, you're a legend of PlaneSavers Season 1. Great to see you again, man. 2200 up here. Time to sleep. So he's up here. He must be in the space station or something. There we go. So, Jay, how many DC-3s have you worked on?
I don't know. However many Buffalo had in the time I was there. Plus DTD.
Plus DTD. There you go. So that's a very good question. So, you got experience on DC-4's, A26s, CL215s, all radial engines. How does that experience translate to, say, a DC-3? How does radial engine experience in the whole translate?
Well, I mean, the radials, you got a 985 that's single row radial, or a 1340, and then as soon as you get into the 3, you're into 2 rows. But everything's just bigger, and there's more of it. You get into all the same philosophy, same working parts. You still need a carburetor. They all have superchargers, different size props, different mags.
The one thing everyone's giving me crap about is that this has got an even number of cylinders. Why does a radial engine need odd number cylinders?
Like, which one has odd?
The rows, right?
What?
Yeah. So a 14-cylinder engine has 2 rows of 7.
Right.
18 row has 2 rows of 9, right?
Right.
So why is there an odd number of rows? I did not know that.
I don't know.
That's a question. Jay, do you know?
Yeah. 985s only is 9 cylinders, so they only ever ran them in odd numbers, and I think it has to do with vibration.
Or a government conspiracy. That's what I'm saying. How long do spark plugs last?
300 hours at best. At best.
Nick G is saying Jay's mostly working on Twin Otter now. So, what is going on here? My wife says Mikey sounds like Grover from Sesame Street.
And we wonder why, because he grew up watching Grover.
That's actually who babysat me, was Grover. There we go. Jay or Rod, how much horsepower is generated from a DC-3 radial?
1250. Basically, at best, at sea level, I guess.
So, when it comes to the 1830, I know there's different dash numbers. What is the best dash number to be on a DC-3?
The most reliable one is basically the 92, the straight 92, for all round. The one the DC-3 and the Council used. There's other dash numbers for higher altitude and more power, and there's Wright engines on them. There's all kinds of different versions, but the most successful and the most widely used in the airlines was the 92. So I think basically the development of it went a little further, and there's been more experience with it. So yeah, it's not the most powerful one.
Jay, what's your favorite radial engine of all time?
2800.
Which version?
I mean, I'd have to say the 215 engine, the CA3, but I mean, the 2000 was a good engine. Once we learned it, we had a lot of success with it. I mean, as long as you took care of it and you had good guys on the throttles flying it, they lasted. Like Rod said, you know, they're kind of prone to more leaks than than some, but good engine.
So 742 people watching, 507 likes. Thank you guys for joining us today. Hopefully you liked our normal Sunday with a different time. Again, reason why we started earlier is Mentor Pilot is going to be starting his live stream very, very soon. So Jay, I want to give you the last word. What do you want to say? What's going on? What do you think?
Well, everybody keep your wits about you. Use common sense. Good place for everybody to go is the WHO. I think they have the best information. A lot of fake news and scare tactic stuff going on some social media. So just shut things down once in a while and try and spend some time with your family. And like Rod said, if you got a project on the go you've been waiting for, now's a good time to start it. Hunker down and get through this. Come out the other side.
James is saying, when's the next live stream? I'm going to do my next live stream on Tuesday with a very special guest. I have Thursday's live stream set up already, and then we're going to be doing another one. I'm going to do it every other day. So, yeah, with special guests coming in, because I'm going to be basically sitting in my office by myself. So I'm going to be spending my lunch hour with you guys. Rod, you got something? Odd numbers of cylinders due to the rotating timing of the ignition. Anyway.
Oh.
Interesting. Okay, so thank you, Jay, for joining us. Thank you, Rod, for being here. It is 2:01 or whatever time it is in the world. It is whatever number plus one in the world right now. So thank you guys for joining us. I'm throwing in Mentor Pilot's link in the chat right now. So I want you guys to head over to Mentor Pilot right now and tell them that Mikey sent you, and then spam them really bad with like crazy comments. That'd be good. No, just joking. Don't do that. But anyway, yeah, head over to Mentor Pilot now. We are going to close it down here for now, and we'll be seeing you guys very soon. See you later, guys. Bye.
Take care.
Yes.